Russia's President Putin has responded to America's plan for a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine with an exhaustive list of conditions. The US president has claimed Putin's comments amounted to good signals, but the Ukrainian president is less convinced. Senior correspondent Lisette Raymer reports.
The ferocity of the fight has not eased at all despite talk of a ceasefire. If anything, it has intensified. Russia now on the brink of liberating the Kursk region entirely, 7 months after it was taken by Ukraine. It was the first time since the Second World War that Russian land had been occupied by a foreign military, and Zelensky had been planning to use it as a bargaining chip. Now, as the Ukrainians retreat, Putin is warning any forces still in the area to surrender or die. The Russian leader full of tough talk today, finally addressing the proposed 30-day ceasefire, not rejecting it, but raising multiple issues.
We agree with the proposals for the ceasefire, but our position is based on the assumption that the ceasefire would lead to a long-term peace, something that would remove the initial reasons for the crisis.
A no disguised as a yes.
Maybe we need to have a call with President Trump and discuss this.
Ukraine has shown its faith in peace talk discussions by digging more trenches along the front line. Zelensky dubbing his adversary's comments predictable and manipulative.
Putin is essentially preparing to reject it at this moment. Of course, Putin is afraid to tell President Trump directly that he wants to continue this war, that he wants to kill Ukrainians.
But President Trump heard Putin's comments differently.
We are getting good signals.
American negotiators are currently in Moscow, formally presenting the ceasefire deal to the Kremlin. But already one of Putin's top aides has dismissed it as unworkable.
Now we're going to see whether or not Russia's there, and if they're not, it'll be a very disappointing moment for the world.
While Ukraine wants a quick ceasefire and then talk about the longer-term settlement to follow, Russia wants it all decided in a single deal, reportedly presenting a list of demands to the US regarding the end of the war, including international recognition of Russia's claim to Crimea and 4 Ukrainian provinces, a guarantee Ukraine will never join NATO, and a European peacekeeping force will never operate in Ukraine. Trump today said conceding territory is already on the table.
We've been discussing with Ukraine land and pieces of land that would be kept and lost and all of the other elements of a final agreement. There's a power plant involved, a very big power plant involved. Who's going to get the power plant and who's going to get this and that?
Ever the deal maker, the US president also took the opportunity to reiterate his ongoing interest in America acquiring some new land of its own, namely Greenland.
Well, I think it'll happen.
Dismissing Denmark's repeated insistence that Greenland is not for sale.
Denmark's very far away and really has nothing to do. What happens? A boat landed there 200 years ago or something, and they say they have rights to it. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is, actually.
Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin both pushing to redefine their territories and define their presidencies.